What's happening, everyone? John Hendricks here for Boot Crew Media, coming at you with another episode of The Drive presented by Royal Honda. As you can tell, we're field side here at lovely Lambeau Field. Just got done with the second of two joint practices with the Packers and Saints. Obviously, Wednesday brought a lot of interesting things to the table. Let's start with some of the big ones, right? And let's start with the good. Chris Olave. Look, he looked outstanding today. And I think the biggest thing to appreciate is that we know the potential that Chris Olave has, but just being able to see it on the field, see it against opponents, seeing him get open underneath, making big catches. He had a real good one on a series working with Andy Dalton that led to a Alvin Kamara touchdown today in team drills. The guy's just been able to do a lot in the contested catches department, just whether it's one place on the route tree or this place on the route tree. Chris Olave is finding a way to get open, which is only good news for the Saints team. And speaking of good news, Jameis Winston, obviously he wasn't back fully at practice, but he was at practice, which is a great step forward for him. Now, Dennis Allen said after practice that he will not play in this game against the Packers, but seeing him out there, seeing him run, seeing him participate in walkthroughs, doing all those types of things is a very encouraging sign for Jameis Winston and where he's kind of at in his process with his foot injury. Now, it wasn't all good for the Saints today. They were down. Ryan Ramczyk wasn't at practice today. Landon Young was already out. He had left practice early yesterday. Andres Pete looked like he was given a day off or he just wasn't practicing today. But, it gave chance to Trevor Penning being on the left side, and you had James Hurst on the right side. Unfortunately, both of them got hurt during practice. Now, Trevor Penning, he was the first to go out. He actually returned to practice, so that's the good news. James Hurst left. It's a foot injury that we know of. We don't know the extent, but he did not return. And so that left undrafted rookies Lewis Kidd and Sage Doxtator to take all the snaps there. Doxtator was on the left. Kidd was on the right. Doxtator got hurt later. He left the field. Looks like it's apparently an arm injury. We'll have to keep an eye on there. They were also without Forrest Lamp today, so this offensive line got really depleted really fast, so something to really keep an eye on. Wouldn't be surprising to see the Saints sign some offensive linemen really quick here because right now, going into the game against the Packers, not really sure who's going to be available, right? And so those are things that obviously weren't so good. Other things that happened, offense, real big struggles today. The first bit of portion with the team drills, Packers defensive line was getting after it. There was a lot of sacks on Ian Book and Andy Dalton. Book didn't have a great day at all. He missed Deontay Hardy on 2 deep passes off the right sideline. Those could have been touchdowns. Not a good look for Ian Book today. Andy Dalton did rebound after a very big opportunistic first drive, but he was able to do really good in the red zone. He went 4-4. All 4 passes were touchdowns. You got Lucas Kroll getting active a bit here. You had Juwan Johnson. You had Olave. You had a lot of players that really look good. Adam Troutman made a spectacular catch going up for a pass and just being able to out-jump the defender to be able to get it. Just was a good throw, only where Troutman could get it, so that was good to see there. As far as other things, look, Dalton looked good in just a regular series. He hooks up with a deep bomb to Chris Olave that helps set this team up inside the red zone. Alvin Kamara took it in a couple plays later from the 3-yard line. So offensively, looked pretty good. Defensively, I think they were strong again today. Look, Marcus May had a pick early on Aaron Rodgers on a deep shot. First team defense is getting after it. Spirits were a lot higher today, obviously. Teams came together during special teams drills. Jarvis Landry got into it with Eric Stokes and got thrown out of practice for punches thrown. Obviously, Dennis Allen, that's going to be a no-nonsense. We're not going to tolerate that type of stuff. And those things happen when you kind of get those competition together and such. But, overall, offense, a little bit of some struggles. There were some great moments. Lucas Kroll stood out to me. Chris Olave stood out to me. Andy Dalton inside the red zone looked outstanding. He was able to pilot some good drives. Mark Ingram was another guy that looked good. He rattled off a big run up the middle. Had it been real-time game action, I'm pretty sure it would have been a touchdown because there's only one defender there, and I would probably take Mark Ingram, 95 out of 100 times easily to make that move or to be able to take it in all the way. So what's next for this team and what's going to happen? So this evening, these teams are going to get together kind of like a joint type of community, I guess, if you want to call it that, just to hang out a little bit. Thursday is a team walkthrough period, so that'll be closed off to the media and the public. So we will be back here on Friday doing live game coverage, obviously, and talking a lot more. Chris Rosavoglu and myself will have a pregame show. We're going to talk a lot about how this team's going to rebound, what they need to see, what we need to see from them in the second preseason game. But as always, tune to Boot Crew Media. Check out all my written work and observations on Saints.media. Again, thanks to Royal Honda for producing today's show. I'm John Hendricks, signing out.